Between this time, Luo, as a big nation, had a lot of cruel, wild challenges among the tribes that surrounded Luo. And the Luo migrated into different, many groups. Some went back north of Africa, some went east to Ethiopia, Somalia, and so on. Some went west, across to Central Africa. Some came directly. But one of the largest group was that Luo that followed the Nile. Why? Because Luo himself asked Luo and said, my descendants, leave this place and look for a place where you are going to enjoy, to settle, and be happy throughout your life. Luo are settlers. They want to have a settled home. They want to hunt and come and live home. They want to herd their animals and come and live home. They want to go and fish and come and live home. They want to cultivate. They want to go for agriculture, collect the food and come and settle home. That is why you language you call us Ogai, Agan, a person of home, a settler. So we are settlers. So Luo says, my disciple, follow the Nile. Water is life. Don't cross the Nile and look for this beautiful place. You will settle without problems, without harassment from the wild tribes that surrounded us. So from that time, what Luo, by 1420, that when Luo were already on the move in different groups, that biggest group was succeeded. So Luo was succeeded by his son, Ruot Okelo Chep. Ruot Okelo Chep named himself Luo. Okelo Chep Luo. He succeeded Luo. Then thereafter quickly, he was succeeded by Ruot Kideni. Ruot Kideni grew very old and tired. He was moving. Then realizing that he had only one birth, that was a lady, a girl. And his people were already becoming rebellious because they had moved in the wilderness for quite a long time with a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, and so on. Then Ruot Kideni named his daughter Lamumu Kuyino Kaberumu Pore Kimu Kilak ya Dona Wanahu. You go in wonder, travel in the wilderness. Kilak Kiyin Kan Kaberumu Pore. So he named his daughter Kilak. And by that time, the name was Nila because she's a lady. She was called Nila. When Kideni was getting weaker and weaker, he realized he had no son. After his death, there would be no succession. There would be no a man that could succeed him. But he realized Kilak was pregnant. Nila became pregnant by an unknown person. So as the Luo, they keep the pregnant daughter down in front of elders and say, who is responsible for this pregnancy? Tell us. Nila was very stubborn, girls. Very stubborn. She refused to reveal to the father God who was responsible for the pregnancy. The elders of Luo chiefdoms came. Please tell us, your father is dying. Until Kibeni died. Without a son, with a daughter pregnant. Then the cultural leaders, the elders, the opinion leaders of the then Luo chiefdom or kingdom said, okay, if that is the case, we cannot anoint, we cannot. Let's wait for that thing inside that girl. If it happens to be a boy, then we are blessed. Immediately, Nilak Kilak gave birth to a boy, baby boy. Jubilations, Kijira, Yomchui, Japoni. That child was named Bonwane, Bonwan. Labon, Bonwan. So, Labon, the first Labon in the history of Luo and traveling in that group of Luo following the Nile was Labon, Bonwan. Word by Nila, Akila. That's Labon, man, first Labon. He then succeeded his grandfather, the maternal grandfather, brought today. Labon then quickly, when he was about to die, his son, Owen, succeeded him, became Owen Meachie. And that Labon was Labon Meachie. In the history of Luo Payera. After Labon met, after we, here we Palabo, we will go Palaye. Here we will go Palaye. Was the son of the firstborn. He succeeded. Then Owen also was succeeded by his son Ipiri. Ipiri became the next one after the born. Then Kipiri gave birth and he was succeeded by Kipiri, you are fed, you are brought up, you are fed. Kipiri is Ulum Malaye. This Moche, Lum Malaye, Ulum Kiti, I call you, one down for chip, man called Yen, so he called himself Ulum Malaye. That's when you read some historical book, you get Ulum. Is Kipiri. Then, after Kipiri, quickly, Kipiri had the following sons. That time, by 1520, Ulum Malaye was already entering the current northern part of Uganda, that is in Nimule. Ulum was the first word to step on the soil, the current northern part of Uganda, Ulum. Still Luo kingdom, but Ulum now had the following boys or male children. The firstborn was Nyipir or Giti. Nyipir or Giti. The next was Kipur. The next son was Labongo. That's already Labongo was the second coming. After Labongo, boom. Then the last son was Kamaraj. Latena ne anywa Kamaraj. Laten to the Kamaraj. And people believe could be somehow is the man who crossed on the other side and he became Kamukas because of language. I don't want to confirm that. Kamaraj. You see? So, these were the sons of Kipiri Luo. Then, immediately, Luo was succeeded by his son Labon, and Labon becomes Labon the second, who was the brother of Niki, Gipol, Kamarad. That's where the horrible history of beads and spear took place. Not that first Labon, but this second Labon, they were already in the current Uganda, where they were already becoming more settled. They were growing a lot of cultural, traditional, and culinary foods. And Kal, No, Nim were the major ones. So it was that night when the elephants came to ravage the Kal. That's where the thing came and took the spear of the bone, speared the elephant, and the story began. And that's where serious state of separation took place. Then, after Labongo the second survived with 5 sons. The first son was called Bango. Labongo the second, who was the brother of Giti, his firstborn was Bango. By the way, the Luo used only to count babies as good children that kept home. They were not counting daughters because they were valued as they were going to multiply with other tribes, money away. After Bango, there was Abona. After Bona was Ayera. After Ayera was Acho. What Labongo the second named his third son Ayera because of what happened between him and his brother Ige. So he feared. So he became Ayera. Ayera was born, the third born, and he was named Ayera by Labon II. Quickly, when Labon II was getting weaker and weaker and weaker, he said, "You cultural leaders, the council of my chief siblings, when I die, let Ayera succeed my chieftain." And then immediately, I'm telling you, I'm whispering to you, don't tell my children. When Ayera becomes the chief, he should give little drum to a jaw, another drum to a owner. When he came to Bang, the first one he kept quiet. He never mentioned Bang. Bang, when he died, and his will was reported, Bang became so furious. And he said, "I'm going back to South Sudan." He moved. So he went and joined Madi. And then when Atiak was on their way to come to the northern part of Uganda, the current where Atiak is, because they came from Madi, some children of Bango remains in Atiak up today. We have Bango clan there. We have Bango clan in the Tumani, among the Madi. Bango, the first, because he got annoyed, because he not give the right chiefdom ground. Ayera was meant to succeed. Then Ayera said, learning from what happened among his uncles, the brothers of the fathers, Giti and Labon, he told his subjects, from now on, as I'm seated on the throne, my chiefdom is no longer Luo, but chiefdoms of Ayera, not Luo. He should have been the ninth rod of Luo, but he said, I'm no longer Luo, but Luo Ayera. My chiefdom is called Ayera. So he became the first chief of Ayera. The truth, the plain truth, which I'm going to tell you, which I'm not going to mince my words. The only chiefdom that was born instituted, that started from the land of Achuri was Ayera. And that one by 1650. 1655, 60, Ayera was already the chief of this Luo group called Ayera. He stayed there in between Konkela and the Nile, because they were advised by their ancestors not to cross the Nile, not to move far away from the Nile. Other Luo groups got them around that area, from Kelak, Ome, Apa, Ome 1, Ome 2, Ayera, Berukanyo, Alkakenyo, Atikanya. So the first clan in the Chuli land was Ayera. And Ayera termed his area a nation. That one was him. Then quickly, Ayera was succeeded by his son Lotwa. Lotwa also settled there for some time from the current area of Pakwach, Pakoba, Para, Chope, and that area, that beautiful grassland of the national park was the area of Ayera people. Then it was Lotwa who said, no, let us capture more land from Ayera. Then he moved with his few people, following the Nile southwestwards until he crossed Kulu Juma, that small river that you cross when you are from Kambini to Karama. He crossed that Kulu Juma, then he went up to Atora. By then they called Atora Jabe. So the Twa went there and settled. But on meeting the hostile tribes that they never knew, but they never found, but they knew of them. Because when Luo says Lano, it's not an insult. These are not Luo people. These are their neighbors who are nomadic people. According to them, they were wild, they were warriors, they acquire cattle by raids and so on, and they are not settlers. They want that they move in different